Experts at Shore and Penn Medicine work to improve lives in our community with the highest level of care in a range of specialties. At Shore Medical Center and Shore Physicians Group, for expert, compassionate care, trust Shore, your Penn connection close to home.
All right, guys, good morning. A very happy Monday to you. Some of you are going to be extending your weekend today as there's a lot of school closures, there's a lot of delays going on, yada, yada, yada. We do have snow moving into the area. It's just a little delayed right now. Moving across the southern sections of our viewing area where we are expecting the highest impact anyway, but I was expecting it to be a little bit farther north at this point, so that could change the forecast downstream. Remember, we always talk about these last-minute corrections in one way or the other. We're not throwing out the forecast just yet, but I do think that there will be some implications rolling downhill. We'll talk about that in just a second. 28 right now in Glassboro, 29 in Hamilton, 28 in Mays Landing, 27 in the courthouse, 27 in Norristown and Media. These numbers could come down another couple degrees. We're actually pretty much right where we were expecting to be in the temperature department at least. So that snow is going to continue to work in and overspread the area over the next couple hours. And there's going to be a several hour period of snow for everyone. And then that shuts off for the afternoon. So midday, we should start to see the snow lighten up, dry air works in, and it will eventually shut off and that system moves off to the east. The majority of our area is probably not going to be seeing a plowable snow as we've been honing in on, but it is possible in the most southern sections of our viewing area, we get over 5 inches of snow. All right. We have a winter storm warning in effect for all of South Jersey, but I pointed out yesterday that I do not agree with Camden and Gloucester counties being included in this, certainly not Southeast Burlington. And I drew a crude line around, a circle around where I think your best chance of that plowable snow is and where that warning should be in effect. That's Salem, Cumberland, Southern Atlantic, and Cape May counties. That is where we're going to see the highest impact with some accumulations up to the north, but you're not going to get to the level our friends down in the extreme southern part of our viewing area are going to see. Let's take a live look at Camden right now, overlooking the Delaware River into Philadelphia. You see some snow in the clouds, not reaching the surface just yet. Over the next hour, this is likely going to be changing. And then once the snow does start, it will start to accumulate pretty easily because your road temperatures, your concrete temperatures are down into the low and mid 20s. 28 right now with a dew point of 11. This is the biggie here, folks. The lower that number is, the drier the air is, and the more the snow has to work to get down to the surface. So you have to saturate that entire column of air. And we talked about this in my live stream last night, that sometimes it takes a couple hours for that process to happen. The snow comes, but downstream, that has implications. So right now, our snow is moving in from southwest to northeast. I saw a live camera in Dover earlier on, so they're doing well right now. The lower part of Cape May County, see where those darker bands of blue are? That's where the snow is more steady, and that saturation of the atmosphere is a little bit easier. So this is going to continue to move across the area, move northward over the next couple hours. You look at the system as a whole, and it looks very healthy with a lot of moisture available. However, I want to point out what's going on to the west here. You see how the snow kind of looks ragtag? That's because the dry air is attacking this thing. And downstream, that means probably just after the lunch hour, that dry air starts to impact the snow here at home. Let's go hour by hour on our Futurecast satellite and radar. Here comes the snow overspreading the entire area by 7 o'clock. And see those temperatures down even a couple degrees from where they are right now. It's going to be snowing in the 20s, so it's a fluffier snow. And I think there probably was a little bit of a jolt to the south overnight with our guidance, and that's to be expected sometimes. You know, this is not a behemoth storm, so a jolt of 15 or 20 miles makes a difference. And what this is going to do is, originally we were thinking some mixing at the beaches. That doesn't look like it's going to be the case now. Could come close with temperatures just around the freezing point, but at the moment, it looks like the majority of this remains snow. And then as we go into the early afternoon, that snow lightens up, the lighter blues work in. You still might be dealing with some random snow showers around through the evening, but for the most part, the organized stuff shuts off at some point early this afternoon. Here is the latest snowfall forecast from that model I just showed you, and it backed way off from yesterday. And I figured this was going to be the case. Remember, I showed you on this specific model a number of like 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches in Marlton. And I told you that's not going to happen, okay? This is much more realistic. I agree with this general forecast here. It looks very close to my forecast. Now we'll look at the human input, where I look at all the data and we come up with something. Now, that's not to say that this is going to be dead on. I'm probably, given looking at the radar returns at the moment, leaning on the lower end of these totals, but I still think that these numbers are achievable, okay? According to an inch for Central and North Jersey, 1 to 3 through the Philly metro area. That's northern Camden and Gloucester counties into Burlington County. And if there is that stripe of 3 to 5, it's going to be in southern Gloucester, in northern Salem, most of Atlantic County, with your bullseye zone, if there is one, of 5 to 8 inches. That'll be in the extreme southern parts of our viewing area. We issued this map yesterday morning. We haven't touched it. I don't see any reason to back away just yet. We still have a chance of some snow showers. Tonight they shut off about 18 degrees. It is going to be a cold one for sure. And then tomorrow we'll spend the day windy in the mid and upper 20s. And it's going to feel like we are in the teens all day. This takes us to our 7-day forecast. Lots of sunshine. Then we get to the weekend, and we'll start to talk about another storm system possible. A couple different scenarios with that, but let's get through this one first. We'll talk to you live at 7.